Going.
All right, so we're going to convert this from a bicycle built for 3 into a bicycle built for 2, and then we'll convert it down to a bicycle built for 1. The first thing we want to do before we do any split of any of the conversions is to put the gears down into their lowest tension position. So you just, on these kind of shifters here, you just push them both forward, and then just pedal the crank arm until the bike shifts into its smallest and smallest, like you can see it is here. That means we're not going to be fighting the tension of the derailleurs as much when we take the thing apart. So first thing we need to do is we're going to need to pull this section of the bike out and then bring this forward and connect it up here. To do that, I'm going to start with the cables, and so the way this is done, you can disconnect the cables without the use of any tools. You want to turn the section that does not have these little set pins. So you just turn that section, and that releases this cable. Okay. Then I need to get this cable's going to stay with the bike. The one that I painted this little silver on the end, and it's silver on the end here, that's going to stay with the bike whether it's a triple or it's a tandem. So I need to get this off of the triple section, and the way we do that is it's kind of stuck in this little guide noodle here. So you just pull that piece of rubber there, pull this out, and the cable just simply comes out. So that is going to stay, and then this just pops out of the split stop just like so. That's going to stay with that part of the bike. Now we're going to do the shifting cables. They're down underneath. You have a silver one for one side, one derailleur. It just comes off. And then the black one for the other derailleur. And again, I'm just turning the side that does not have the little set pins. Okay, there's that. While we're here, I'll go ahead and remove this chain, because this chain has to come off in order to make this conversion. So the way you remove a chain on a tandem is you pull it to the side or push it to the side and just start pedaling, and as you do so, it just drops off. That's how that works. Then I come back to this side and I just take this off. And with the chains, it's best if you just kind of keep them sort of straight and just lay it out like that, because they can get kind of loops in them and then they're kind of hard to get back together. At this point, I can go ahead and take the front section of the bike and remove it. So now I use this wrench. There's two sides to this wrench. These are the lock wrench. This is for the pedals. If I had pedals on here, I could take them off with this, but I wouldn't need to for this process. You have the big hook end and the smaller hook end. The big hook end does all the couplings that are down along the bottom, and the small hook end does all the rest of the couplings. So if you look at the couplings, to unthread them, there's a way you're tightening them, a way you're loosening them, and it kind of has to do with that little chamfered edge there. You're going to back it off in that direction. So you just put the wrench in there and break it loose. And then once you've broken it loose, that just does like so. Then the same down here, the chamfered edge is that way. So I'm going to loosen towards that side. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to just hold the bike like so and just back these off by hand until the front part of the bike just pulls away. There it is. Alright, there's the front section. Just going to set it aside for now. Okay, now we need to get the rest of this section out of here. This cable would stop us from doing so. So we're going to unhook this. Same way as the others. And then we have this other little noodly section here that we want to slide that little piece of rubber back. Cable comes out. And we're back together. Now this little section of cable is just going to stay with the triple. So what I like to do with these is just kind of roll them up like so they don't get tangled on things. There's that. Alright, so we're going to do the same for the shift cables, because these will be hooking if we don't. So there's that guy. There's that guy. Okay. And we might as well just roll these up while we're at it. Same kind of thing, because these are going to stay with the middle section of the bike. So that just kind of keeps them from getting tangled up on things when you're moving this around. Now we have to remove the other timing chain. So same deal here. You just kind of push it back a little bit and then just derail it like so. Have to lift the bike up to let that come around, but there's that. So that's off. And we'll just kind of do this one the same way. Sit him down in a nice long pattern. Now we're ready to go ahead and take these couplings off. So this one, small side. Okay. Big side. Okay. Same deal here. So I'm going to just lift up and pull that. Okay, and then this one, you're going to have to relieve the pressure a little bit. There we go. Okay, there's that. That section is out. Set it aside. Now, I just bring in the front section again. Makes his way in. Lift up this side. And I'll line these up. You can kind of push that back so you can see where the alignment happens. Get that started. Should let that go, Mike, so I can control. There we go. There's one. And we'll just come down here. Line that up. Give it a little bit of a, almost there. There it is, perfect, just like so. Get that started. Okay. I'm just kind of relieving the pressure as I tighten that up. There we go. And then up here. Okay. Okay. And then what I do when I'm done tightening, I just put them like so I can use my body weight to give it a little bit of a boom. There it is. And then the same down here. Nice and tight. All right. Now we're going to hook the brake cable back up. That's just back into that deal there. Then we have our noodle back in. There's that. And there is the brake. Now the derailleurs, you just grab. You got these two guys here. You got silver, you got black. So let's put black one onto the black there. And tighten it all the way up. There's that. Silver. All right. Chain. Okay. So to get the chain on in the right way, what you do is you start it on one of the cranksets, and then you get the other one kind of around here like so. Whoops, drop right off there. Get it back in here. All right, so the important part here is that you just get the crank arms lined up right. So what I do is I'll line this crank arm up with this seat tube, and then I'll do the same on back here, and then try to get the chain on like so, and then you can just back pedal it, and it should just pop right on there, and it does. And then you can look and see if you got it right. Looks like I did on this one. It looks pretty good. But if you didn't, you can pop it back off. So let's say that, well, let's see. You can see here, this one's in line with the seat tube, and this one's not. So I want to fix that. So that means this needs to come one link forward. So I'm just going to pull this back. Back off. Come on. There it is. Back off. And then put it one link forward. Or let's just start over. It'd be easier to show that way. Okay. So. Okay, I think that's going to be... That one looks right. Okay. So now it's right. Both of them are in line with the seat tube. That's just kind of the... All right, so now it's a tandem. Bicycle built for two. Okay, to go down to a bicycle built for one. That means that we're going to pull this section out of the bike. So, again, we'll start with... Hey, I don't have to do a video. So we're going to pull this guy, just like before. Pull this guy, just like before. Pull this guy, and now it's going to come all the way out. So this piece is now just your little, it's a spare piece. This piece this guy, and this time we're going to have to take them off up here. Same deal here, see that? Okay. Now we're going to take loose here and here and take the front off the bike. Boom. Boom. Okay. One. Two. And here's the front. And that part can just sit down. For over here. All right, might as well go ahead and take the crossover timing chain ring off again. Timing chain off again. Come on. There it is. Still not quite. Should have done that before I took the front off, but there you go. We got it. Timing chain is off. And now we're just going to pull this guy out of here. You just have to pull it, and it just pops out like so. Now we're ready to go ahead and remove this. 1, 2, and it's a little harder to get to, but let's get it down underneath. So if you get it to where you can grab a thing there, got him. There it is. Bring it back up, catch. Okay, there it is. Not quite enough. I have to do this one more with the There we go. There it is. Okay, so. A pair of gloves would be nice. I have to just keep going with the tool on that until I get it to where it'll function. 2, 3, 4. There it is. There's that.
I wasn't quite sure what you were talking about.
That. And that. And then this bike will just sit down on its back wheel like so. Center section is out. Now, well, I'm going to start that bottom one because it lined up real nice, and then you just have to kind of work it until you get this one in there. There it is, perfect. Okay, it'll sit back down to the front. My hand there. Where's my cute little cap to cover this guy? I'll show it in a minute. So from here, all we're going to do is hook back up the derailleurs. There's one.
So technically it's 2 passes.
There is 2. And there is the brake. And get that thread lined up right there. It is. Well, there is a nice little cap to go on there. Let me find it. Hey, where's the cap for the keel, John? So this nice little spare piece is just a cover for this little coupling when you're not using it. And you can just put it on like so. You don't have to really tighten it on too much. Might even just go on by hand and just leave it like that. There's that. And then the last part of single bike is if you want to take this off and put a regular crank arm on, you have that option as well. And that's, but that's something you can do just with the 8mm tool that's included as well. So basically, there it is. It's a single bike, ready to ride. Unless I might not have tightened those. You always have to check those anyway, so take that, and there it is. There it is. Now it's ready to ride. Done.